Hey everyone, I scored this Fiddle Leaf Fig on major clearance. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to rescue it and mix the perfect soil recipe. I've wanted one for ages. And look, there's actually 4 trees in here, but they're suffocating, so we need to upgrade this pot immediately. Let's get into it. First thing we need to do is free it from the old pot. Judging by the look of it, this is a Dutch import, so it came in the standard nursery pot. Looking at the soil, I can see it's mostly cocoa coir with a little bit of perlite. Surprisingly, the roots look pretty healthy even though this was a major clearance find. Now, let's talk about the soil mix we're going to use. I plant almost everything in my own custom mix with a cocoa coir base. In my experience, it works the best. It breathes, it's loose, and roots absolutely love growing in it. Next, I add charcoal to the cocoa. It's a natural antiseptic. It helps prevent root rot and keeps the soil from getting funky or attracting pests. The next component I add is worm castings. Cocoa coir is a great structural base, but it has 0 nutrients, so we need the castings to feed the plant. We've got a good base now, but I like to add even more aeration, so next up is diatomaceous earth granules. Not only does it improve the soil structure, making it loose and breathable, but it's also a natural insecticide. You definitely won't get bugs in your pot with this. Plus, it enriches the soil with silica and other minerals. And finally, perlite. This is a classic component I put in everything. Even if you don't have the other stuff, just mixing cocoa, perlite, and worm castings works great. It adds minerals and really boosts that airflow to the roots. Now, let's give it a really good mix. As you can see, I never use gloves when mixing soil. For me, it's kind of like therapy. It soothes me. Before I settled on this mix, I tried everything. Mostly peat-based stuff I saw in videos. But honestly, nothing has worked as well for me as this cocoa mix. Okay, it's all mixed. I'm going to plant it into this pot here. Lately, I've really been into using clear pots because I can actually see how the roots are developing. You can see it's only slightly bigger than the one the ficus came in. The roots here are completely tangled together, so I've abandoned the idea of separating the 4 trees. I also couldn't really shake off much of the old soil, so we're just going to plant it as is. Basically, we're slip potting it. This way, the roots won't get damaged and the plant won't go into shock after the transplant. So I put a little soil at the bottom and now we test the fit. It is crucial to keep the soil level the same. Don't bury the stem too deep. Actually, pot sizing is a whole topic on its own. I used to make the mistake of potting into huge pots so I wouldn't have to repot again soon. Do not make that mistake. The temptation is always there, but something will eventually rot and you will regret it. Always choose a pot that is only about ½ inch to 1 inch wider than the previous one. That is plenty. Now, at this stage, before I fill it all the way to the top, I'm adding fertilizer. I use Osmocote. It's a slow release fertilizer. It lasts about 8 months. You add it and forget about it. Every time you water, it gradually releases nutrients. There are tons of fertilizers you can use, but I love this one because, frankly, I'm lazy. I don't want to mix liquid fertilizer every time I water. Here, I just sprinkle it in and mix. I like to create a layer around the roots near the top. Some people mix it deep into the soil, but you use way more that way. In my opinion, it's better to place it in the upper layer, so when you water, the nutrients flow down to the roots. You can find this at pretty much any garden center or big box store, so it's easy to find. They have different versions that last longer or shorter, but I think the 8-month one is the most popular. While we're on the topic of soil, in my experience, the Fiddle Leaf Fig hates being overwatered. It's better to let it dry out a bit, even forget to water it until the pot feels super light, then soak it thoroughly, but definitely allow for long dry periods in between. My parents have a huge fiddle leaf that I actually raised from a tiny leaf. The main rule with that one was, the less attention you pay to it and the rarely you remember to water it, the better it grows. And here is how our fiddle leaf looks after the repot. I'll definitely do an update video to show you how it grows, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. The last thing I want to do is water it and add an anti-stress agent. I'm using HB 101. It's made from natural extracts and really helps plants recover and bounce back after transplant shock. If you can't find this, you can use alternatives like Super Thrive. It's cheaper and sold everywhere. I just add it to the water and drench the soil. I also put it in a spray bottle and mist the leaves about once a month. It really strengthens their immunity. And that's pretty much it for the repot. I use this method for almost all my plants, so definitely give it a try. Catch you in the next one.